feeling it.
Okay, I'm just trying to... Well, I can always adjust the camera here in a second. 1, 2, live!
Let's do it.
I don't know what song that was.
Are we on?
Yeah, no, we're on.
Hello! Universe!
We're...
Infinite Gauntlet Universe.
Yeah, and it's been a long time, but we finally got another top secret cast out.
Woohoo!
About Avengers Infinity Wars.
And I cried and cried. And just kidding, I didn't cry.
In the movie,
I did
you
really
did.
Well.
You did.
I did really well during the podcast.
Just it was in the movie.
Yeah.
That the tears.
Oh, I'm gonna cough. No, I'm gonna burp. No, I don't know what's happening.
Get him out before we start recording.
Okay, I'm good.
We are enjoying this week a lovely Bowligans beer from Central Florida. It's called Old Golly Molly. Some of that. OG Molly?
Something unicorn beer.
Yeah, it's unicorn beer. And there's glitter.
Something
unicorn beer. It doesn't show up on camera. There's glitter in it.
It's glitter time. We're drinking glitter. It's gonna feel great.
Listen, I already did it once. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
There was a fun
you have some
conversation.
Rainbow pee going on, but you're good.
It. Yes.
You're good.
It's probably magical.
There's no rainbow
Maybe
pee.
I can cry it out and then we can save it in a vial.
Yeah.
Like a unicorn tear.
Uh-huh.
I mean, not as cool as a Pegasus tear, but still
It's
pretty
not.
damn cool.
I mean, we don't know what that Pegasus tear does yet.
It's gonna do fun things. It's a Pegasus tear.
One of us should do detect magic on that Pegasus tear.
Well, luckily, we know that it's magic.
Uh-huh.
And our wizard is currently holding the vial.
Yeah.
So if anyone can do things with it, it's gonna be the wizard.
I mean, I gave my magic sit to the wizard yesterday. We're talking about D&D, guys.
Yeah. Welcome to the D&D podcast.
Welcome to the D&D podcast.
Let's get this show on the road. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think I had anything else pre-podcast recording.
Precast.
I don't think any precast
We
stuff.
love you guys the mostest.
We're the hostesses with
There's
the
a Kaylee
mostesses.
here. If I look over here,
There is a
because
Kaylee. There's a Kaylee. She's under the desk. We've cleared enough stuff out at least that she can fit under the desk again.
Yep. Done.
So, alrighty. Ready? We're gonna what number is it?
123.
123. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to There's No Place Like Terra, a Stargate First Watch Rewatch podcast. I am Nixie.
And I'm Grace, and today we're going over Season 6, Episode 13, Silencing.
I literally asked you what the number of the podcast was before we started recording, and I still forgot to say the number of the podcast. So it's 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Count with
ABC.
me. So easy as 1, 2, 3. So
Too
simple as
ABC.
You and me.
You and me. Okay, we're done. I had a AKA for this episode, but I lost it because I forgot it before written down.
Oh.
But it was something with space ghosts.
I don't think I have one.
Space ghosts.
I don't actually have one. Where did it go? Nope, I don't have one either. AKA.
Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters.
We said different words, but completely on cue, which is really beautiful.
It was pretty good.
I dig it.
Yeah, we'll come up with a good AKA as we go.
Yep.
So before we start the episode, we mentioned last time that we're going to MegaCon this year, and we're super excited, and we're going on the Friday. And then right after we announced that we were going on the Friday, and we've already bought tickets, by the way, because we're not huge crowd people. Right. So we basically, if we went on a Saturday, someone would not survive the day. Chance it might be us. Chance it might be someone else.
Sure.
We since then found out that
all the cool people are going on Saturday.
All the cool people are not on Friday. Yeah. And that includes Jill State and Jace Momoa. Also includes Joe Flanagan, who Grace doesn't know who he is yet.
I just think Flanagan begin again.
So sad face. Although we do get Mitch Pileggi, so I'm super excited for that.
We'll do it. We're gonna make this awesome.
We're gonna make it awesome. I told people follow the Twitter. You know, again, we don't know when or where we'll be meeting up. We'll figure that out before the Friday of MegaCon.
It'll be a scavenger hunt, and
maybe it'll be a scavenger hunt for like the one person who shows up.
I do love a good riddle.
Yeah, you proved that.
I do love a good riddle.
We proved that in D&D last night.
Yeah.
There will be a couple D&D references because you will come to find out that we...
Well, now it's not just me playing. Now I've got the Nixie playing.
Now Nixie is playing, and I'll be honest, guys, I basically made a gnome that is Sam Carter.
Yeah.
I named her Sam Magnus. She's basically Sam Carter.
Yeah.
She's a little tinkerer gnome who's an alchemist.
She's an artificer.
She's an artificer, but she knows alchemy, but she's always tinkering, and she like builds all these little gadgets all the time. Well, not yet. She's level 2 now.
How proud I am. Can you see how proud I am?
But
I'm so proud.
But what's cool is not only is she just like the book learned, study, tinkerer, build shit person, she's also, again, little gnome, surprisingly strong in battle.
Well, that's what you get when you get a rock gnome. They're little badasses.
Yeah. She's surprisingly strong in battle and has killed she's killed a couple just on her own. There was what are the little tree guys?
A blight.
There's a little blight that like creeped up on her while she was sleeping and just immediately, literally crit rolled.
Yeah.
And then took it out.
Blights are buttholes. They're easy to kill, but they come a lot of the time.
They look like little baby Ents. They're little baby Groots, but horrible and assholes.
And they come in groves.
So, and then the reason, just so we can get all the D&D out before we get into the episode, the reason we started laughing last night and everyone was looking at us like we're crazy, we literally had to go, this is an out-of-game laugh, is because we got into a room with a 2-minute, and the people who looked up, who rolled high enough perception, saw a weird,
invisible bug,
scaly
invisible bug
thing
creature
on the ceiling for half a second before it disappeared.
Leathery winged creature, only seen by
a few people,
a couple of, literally 2 of us.
Yeah, for like half a second, it's gone. Yeah. So then we started laughing. And of course, we're like, Sam will somehow save the day.
I was like, oh, Sam's got to rearrange the crystals. Got it. Let's do this.
So yeah, that's how we're hoping we'll
we learned, I'm going to brag because I learned it.
That's fine.
That Grace is a badass at riddles.
Yes.
We had 5 minutes to solve a riddle, and I literally opened my mouth and solved it as soon as then.
Within like a second or two.
It was good times.
Alrighty. So, this first aired on December 11th, 2002. It was written by Damian Kindler, directed by Peter Wostel, and we're almost 2003. 2003.
2003.
Yes, 2003. That's...
So what year did the show end? 2010?
I don't remember numbers. No, it was before 2010.
2007? How many seasons did we go?
10.
Then 4 years from 2003. 2006-ish or 7-ish?
It would have probably been 07. Guys, I'm horrible with dates. I remember where I was watching the last episode, having, I think my mother and I were on our 3rd bottle of wine by the time.
Nice.
There's just 2 of us. Maybe the second. It was a big night. We watched the finale together. It was like this cathartic thing. So it was nice. Yeah. We also had blue Jello. So we start this episode with an off-world activation with very sort of jauntily yet stately music. This is delicious, and I'm going to be drunk in 10 minutes. I'm just telling you guys now. That's all. It's like a toasted vanilla coffee.
It tastes it tastes like a Starbucks coffee, which doesn't actually taste like coffee ever, only in beer form. Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, the stately, jauntily music that goes on in the opening scene of this is something I would expect on Wormhole Extreme.
Yes.
It's kind of awesome. But SG-1 comes through the gate, and they're on some very windy, sandy planet that everyone loved being on.
So all I can think of is sandstorms. And then I think of Darude Sandstorm, and I'm not going to sing it because I'm not going to sing it. But then I also think sandworms.
Well, that's the thing. So they were out there studying an outpost, but apparently sandworms ate most of the outpost.
That means they needed to say Beetlejuice 3 times.
Well, my thought was, are these sandworms the Beetlejuice sandworms or from Dune?
Oh. I would have said Beetlejuice
because
Beetlejuice.
The spice must flow.
I still would have... Michael Keaton, what are you doing here? What's going on?
Jack versus Michael Keaton.
In a crazy off.
Yeah.
Also, RDA is Beetlejuice.
Ooh. I don't know. I don't know if he could get that, like, it's a different level of wacky.
It's almost like 9th versus 10th Doctor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Because
Michael Keaton's our 10th Doctor.
Yeah. I would actually, you know what? I would bump that up.
Okay.
I would bump that up. I would say Michael Keaton is the 11th Doctor and Jack is the 10th Doctor.
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. That's the level. That's the wonky. I think Jack and RDA is 10th Doctor for sure.
Okay.
I mean, you can imagine RDA saying along the same lines about the gift shop.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. I still just want to see RDA as Beetlejuice.
Okay.
Even now.
Just like cosplay.
As like Grandpa Beetlejuice. Because he's got that grandpa face going now.
He does.
He's got that great grandpa face.
Anyways, in the outpost that was eaten by sandworms, they did at least find some mysterious orange glowy machine that Sam has no clue what it is. So they brought it back to Earth.
Hey, look at this thing that's probably unsafe. Let's bring it back to people.
Jack assumes it was a giant bug zapper, which, you know, he at least had the bugs part right.
Yeah.
It was activated when Jonas touched it.
I mean, to some degree, he's not wrong.
Because
it is a bug zapper.
Well, it's a bug. It brings the bugs.
Sure, that's true.
Because Jonas can't keep his hands in his pockets. And Sam is pretty certain, I mean, as certain as she can be without knowing what it is, that it's not dangerous.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so pretty.
So, as she's talking, Jonas sees a giant bug flying up in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, the natural reaction you see a bug is to shoot it with a gun.
Right.
I mean, that's my natural reaction.
Now, also, or just burn the place down.
Just burn the entire house.
Yeah, everything.
The entire mountain gets burnt down.
So, now, well, we did joke that this is similar to a D&D campaign from last night. Is this not also to you reminiscent of those alien creatures that we saw back when Daniel Jackson was around? Do you remember the ones that would appear only sometimes? They were in the SGC.
Yes.
They only appeared sometimes. They only appeared to some of us, and eventually we found out that they weren't actually bad. Yes.
Yeah, the Ritu?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of.
Okay.
But I couldn't remember much more of the episode, so I was like, okay, I'm done. That's all I remembered. I remembered a thing, and I'm done.
Yeah, vaguely like the Ritu, except the problem is that like once you saw those, everyone could see them.
That's true.
Once you figured out, it's not like they only it was more of if they reveal, then everyone in the room can see them. But yeah, along the same lines of they're there, but we can't see them.
Guys, I'm gonna finish this. Wait, where are you? There you are. I'm gonna finish this in the next 5 minutes.
In the next 5 minutes?
It's gonna happen.
Okay. So the general, because he's been around the block a few times, immediately orders a Class 1 security lockdown of the base because there's a weird bug that only one person can see.
This is not good times.
Let's just be over precautious with this.
Yeah.
And credits.
Bum, bum, bum.
So the briefing room, apparently the security teams have swept the base 3 times in the past 6 hours, and there's no ghost bugs. No one wants to call Jonas a liar. But they're all like, did you really see a bug?
But it's like, why would I make up seeing a fucking weird bug?
Well,
it's more like, Jonas, I think you're sick and we should watch you.
Yeah.
Than just straight up liar.
Yeah. And I love how Hammond calls him Mr. Quinn, naturally.
Mr. Quinn.
Although he's never said Mr. Teal'c.
Well, because maybe he's just still trying to figure out what Teal'c's last name is. And he's like...
It's C.
Like he starts to find it, and he's like, Mr. Teal'c. You know, like when the first time you meet a friend's parents, I don't know if, I didn't grow up in the South, and I've learned that out here, everybody's Miss this or Miss that.
Oh.
Miss Steph, Miss Julie, Miss whatever.
No.
Back home, it was like, you just didn't know what to call someone's parents.
Oh, no. I always just called someone's parents mom and dad.
See, that's the thing. In some places, that was okay. In some places, it wasn't. Also, for me, it was like this weird cultural shock because I knew what to call them in Spanish.
Yeah.
But they weren't always, other Mexican parents.
Yeah.
And so I was like, hey.
Racist mom.
Yeah. Can you help me in the kitchen with this thing?
Yeah, no, I immediately call everyone's parents mom and dad.
That's awesome.
Just immediately.
I wish I had
I
that.
still have friends' parents who it's
I
like,
barely
Mom,
call my parents mom and dad.
I still have friends' parents that I still like know really well. Who I'm like, hey, mom, too.
Aw, I like that.
Yeah. Anyway, but without any further proof, Hammond has to lift the lockdown eventually.
Yeah.
And he's like, and you know what? On top of that, you guys have been super busy recently. Yeah. You've had a really hard, busy schedule.
Stress-related,
like,
bug-sided.
How about you just get some downtime starting now? Dismiss.
I feel like, okay, I believe that Jack's BDUs, right?
Yeah.
His work here is tearaway.
Yeah.
And there is always fishing gear underneath it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He's like,
I'm not against that idea.
He's the only one who's changed now in the next scene. Like he's just always, you know, like when it's summer, you're just always wearing your bathing suit under your clothes.
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm always ready.
Especially when we're going to Grace's house.
Yeah, it's like, I'm always ready. There's always a pool here. I'm always ready. Is it full time now?
Mm-hmm.
It's full time now.
Always full time.
Yeah, forever and ever full time.
Yeah. And once Hammond leaves, Sam's immediately like, no, but seriously, I mean, were you hallucinating with the quadri hallucinations? I mean, that was a thing. It's like 3 months ago.
It's a bit of a stretch. Yeah, it's a little long ago.
Well, but it's also been 3 months. And so we know there was a delayed reaction before.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Before Al got it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
So I can see.
Yeah, she's trying to find an answer.
It is a possible explanation if Jonas is the only one seeing it. And Jack's like, I mean, we're concerned, but also you're seeing shit.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
So I'm concerned and I'm weirded for you.
And Janet did give Jonas a complete bill of health.
Also,
that was 3 months
so
ago.
happy to see Janet back.
I know. She's looking good.
Long. Yeah.
She looks
damn
good.
What you been doing, girl?
So Jack is immediately like, I'm out, tear away clothes. And
fishing gear on.
And he offers Sam to go fishing with him.
That was almost a date? Was it almost a date?
She is instead super excited. Like, I have these artifacts to study because I'm a nerd and like that's my enjoyable time.
Also, if I go fishing with you, we are gonna blur the supervisor boundaries. And they both sort of secretly just assume that it's stress with Jonas. Yeah. But, like, this is just a fun weekend. He's just gonna like be no big deal.
He's still new at this. He's just stressed. And I love also
somebody give him a Xanax.
Yeah. Sammy's like, look, we both know the only reason that you asked is because you know I'm not going to go.
Right.
Like, that was not a serious invite to go fishing.
But I do know that invite where it's like, look, I really want to go with you. And if I go with you, we're going to cross inappropriate lines. So I cannot go with you because it will take half a beer for me to be like, fuck it all. Because I've been in that situation before. I don't know about you.
I don't know. Nope. So in the lab, Sam is studying in her off time because that's a thing she does. And because I am Sam.
Look, I want to judge her, but also I started a reading list the second school was out on Thursday. By the way, guys, school's out, which is why I'm going to years. Okay.
Yeah, no, I still sometimes buy cosmology textbooks to read.
Why not? If you enjoy it, why not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because she does admit to Jonas is more relaxing than fishing. And Jonas is having a hard time relaxing because there's a whole possibility of going insane that's distracting him.
You know, that whole, crazy happening.
Yeah. So instead he figured he'd help translate the gifts on the device, which Sam would welcome because she's having no luck.
I love that you slipped and said gifts and not glyphs.
I did say it, and I was just rolling with it.
No, I like it. No, but I love it. Because it's a hard G, motherfucker.
Yeah, no. Seriously, if we are ever going to do the GIF versus GIF debate, there is no debate on this podcast, guys. I am sorry, Will Wheaton, but no. No.
We're on the Chris Hardwick bandwagon.
By the way, if you have not seen the video that we recorded at Hurstwick Castle, as we call it, with Will and Chris, where they just debate GIF versus GIF. It's kind of awesome.
Also, if you're fucking remodeling a home or looking for ideas, Watch his Instagrams.
They're amazing. Instagrams. I want to live in his house.
I want to have that kind of money so I can do that kind of things to
I want to live in his house, and not just because it's like Chris and Lydia, but it's just because his house looks really awesome.
But also it's Chris and Lydia.
It's also Chris and Lydia.
Also, I wonder if she's ever cosplayed as Lydia from Beetlejuice. Just bring it back around.
If she hasn't,
perfect.
If she hasn't, then there's something wrong, because she loves Beetlejuice, we know,
right.
And B would be awesome as Lydia. Yeah. Anyway, then Chris can go as hard as Beetlejuice.
That would be okay.
That would be okay.
With that.
He'd actually be able to pull off really good Beetlejuice. Anyways, Sam has had no luck in figuring out what the effects of the particles that the device is emitting are, what they're particling as. They're just energy patterns, and she can't ID them. She doesn't know their purpose. And she was actually kind of sort of hoping that the translation would help her figure it out.
Spoilers, their purpose is not to pass butter.
It is not. It is not.
I'm almost done.
So Jonas starts in the puzzle. There's some like super ancient version of ancient. And suddenly...
Time! Okay.
And suddenly a giant blue centipede crawls out of the machine.
Yep.
That's a thing that happens.
This is real now.
Which causes Jonas to, jump a bit, as you would.
As you would if you saw a giant blue centipede.
And Sam doesn't see it at all.
This part sucks. Because she doesn't. She's just like, dude, you're fucking losing
It's right there. Well, I think here Sam is like believes him here.
Yeah, she doesn't dismiss him, but she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and that's the part that sucks, is that there's no like, oh shit, I see it too. It's just this what the fuckeriness of it all.
And it pretty much cements the idea that there's something wrong with Jonas.
Yeah.
In the infirmary, Janet!
In her full Janet cleric grandeur.
God damn it, I love Janet. If I ever make a cleric, it is basically Janet.
Yeah.
All of my D&D characters will be based off Stargate.
I mean, that's okay. That's how you like sink your teeth into
works. Them. And she actually does give Jonas a clean bill of health, physically at least. He's not showing any signs of stress.
She's like, everything looks good. I mean, what?
And so she has no answers as to why he's seeing bugs, ghost bugs.
Thank God I'm not Jonas's doctor. I'd be like, okay, now take everything off and do a circle. Make sure everything's good. Everything looks good. I'm going to be like, I don't know why she keeps making me do that. That's highly inappropriate.
Highly inappropriate.
And probably worthy of losing your medical license.
Yeah, no, you'll probably lose that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Not okay.
Okay. But Hammond's also like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
And without any more reason as to why you're seeing stuff, I'm going to have to pull you from active duty.
Aww.
So Jonas at least wants to stay, like, at least on studying the device duty.
Sure, yeah.
I mean,
because what the hell else is he gonna do when you're homesick and off duty? Like, now you're bored on top of not being allowed to do anything.
Also, you brought back a weird device that you don't know what it is, and I'm the one that turned it on, and now I'm the one seeing
I'm the one feeling like shit over it.
Naturally, like, there's probably a connection.
Yeah.
And you'd think, like, other people would see the connection.
Nobody, just me, the crazy person?
No, because Hammond's just having the device shipped off to Area 51 because there's no evidence they're connected.
Yeah, let's just spread this around.
I'm like, no,
I feel like you would lock down everything.
Yes.
Everything that came, you would lock it down. But maybe there's some sort of procedure, and it's gonna undergone the procedure, and it hasn't. No one else has seen anything.
No, I truly think that Hammond just does not think that there's a connection. I think Hammond assumes, like Sam originally did, that this is like stress. This is just Jonas seeing things.
They're dismissing him a little bit. Yeah, Jonas.
Well, you don't have to worry about that.
Learned, you have to be your own advocate in any medical-related situation.
But you don't have to worry about it because next scene, Tonus is walking down the street together, and Jonas is just flabbergasted.
Tonus down the street. Hey, they're the Tonus.
Feel like Tonus around. Her glass is empty. But Jonas is flabbergasted that they're shipping the thing out, and Teal'c does invite Jonas to kill Nareem with him.
It's like, do you want to go nap with me? Like, that's basically what that sounds like.
It's more meditating.
Right, but it's like the equivalent of me saying, hey, I'm going to go have a nap. Do you want to nap with me? And it's like,
Unless you're, to be fair, we have established that Jonas is a puppy.
Yeah, that's true.
You would invite your puppy to come nap with you.
Oh, God, I would. Yeah, of course. In fact, if anything, that's when Stormy's like, yes, I get to be on the bed now.
Well, what's funny is that usually Kaylee doesn't want to because I call it Teddy Puppy, and I just like force cuddle that dog, and she's like,
don't touch me.
I'm done.
So, because Stormy is Stormy and he's a big boy, that's the only time he's allowed on the bed. Because if he slept on our bed at night, then we would all be on the floor.
Even Kaylee, tiny Kaylee, not tiny, 30-pound Kaylee, sleeps sideways enough to take up an entire third person.
Stormy does this great thing where he lays on your legs, which, spoilers, guys, it's real bad for your back.
It's really warm,
to put 60 pounds of weight on your legs while you're sleeping.
Kaylee likes to find the crook in your leg.
That'd be better. I'd be okay with that. Yeah. He's literally on them. Because, elbows in your shins feels great. Yeah. Anyway.
Needless to say, and apparently Jack keeps asking Teal'c to go fishing with him again.
And Teal'c's
like, fuck no.
No, I love the idea that Teal'c is probably really good at fishing. But he's like, unless I'm dying and there's no other food around, I am not going fishing. To be fair,
Teal'c would much prefer to get into the water and just bare fist
like
the
a bear?
Fish.
Like a bear? Like an actual
just
bear?
Bare fist the fish.
I feel like I can see like a staff weapon situation happening.
Okay, stabby.
Yeah, stabby to the fish. Yeah, that's what I see.
Yeah, either that or bear. There's no line involved.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Teal'c does pause because he now sees a ghost bug.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Jonas is just happy he's not the only one seeing
He's like,
things.
oh, thank God. And then Teal'c gives us one of my favorite indeeds.
It's a good indeed.
Because it's a good, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that indeed is actually
an oh, fuck.
Yeah, an oh, fuck indeed.
So Jack pulls it into a gas station in the Colorado Springs versions of the boonies. And Tweedledee comes over. And he's like, well, it's a full service gas station. Jack's like, no,
I'm already done right now.
It's fine. Just no talking.
I do love, I was like, what's Jack driving? Is he driving a Ford truck? Of course he's driving a Ford truck.
Of course he's driving a Ford truck.
Is he driving a giant F-150? Yes, he is.
Yeah. And then Tweedledee's like, oh, I'll clean your windshield. And he's chatting about cars and how he prefers El Caminos because they're like catnip for the ladies.
Which
and Jack's
also, the man's driving a Ford.
Yeah.
So why don't you say Mustang?
Yeah.
Also, El Caminos, nobody fucking likes an El Camino.
But
it's basically a pickup truck in car form.
I also love how Jack is like, please stop talking.
Yeah, never talk to me.
Please stop talking.
Guys, if you're... I cannot speak for everyone. But usually a hot car means like fast car. Means like if you're going to go Chevy, you're going to go Camaro. But if you're going to go Ford, you're going to go Mustang. I don't give shits about an El Camino.
Can I also say if you're going to Corvette?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. But also, see, the thing with the Corvette, though, is and then you're a rich asshole.
Depends on what generation of Corvette you have.
That's true. Yeah.
You get a 60s Corvette?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a Jeep, but I'm weird.
I don't care shits for Jeeps. Now, here's the thing. To me, it's a Northern California versus Southern California. So to me, a Jeep is a shitty Southern California girl car.
Yeah, no, for me, a Jeep is like mountains.
I care no shits for Jeeps.
I like Jeeps.
None shits for Jeeps.
I like the Jeeps. If they ever make an electric Jeep, which is like the most beautiful oxymoron ever, but I feel like they could sell the shit out of an electric Jeep.
Yeah, but the moral of the story is if the man is driving a Ford, don't talk to him Chevys.
Or just read the room of the person and realize that he doesn't want to talk to you. That's
another thing too.
Read
the room.
He heads over to clean the other side of the windshield, and Jack sees a giant ghost bug flying through his sign.
Yeah, which those signs aren't cheap. Also, aren't you just so the signs like that are made of neon, right?
There's usually like I think. Well, I don't know. Some of them it's either neon or some sort of lights, and just like it's almost like a there's a word I'm thinking of, and I'm lacking it. It's
like something that just diffuses the light. Well, here's the thought that I was getting at is if it's a neon sign and you shoot it, then there's just loose neon, which is probably not safe, right?
Yeah.
So let's not, Jack, you know things. You're a person who knows these things. How about let's not shoot the neon sign.
Well, but sometimes it's not neon, but yeah, no, I agree. Well, he's also just focused on the bug right there.
Yeah, he's like giant creepy bug.
Yeah. I can't think of it, and it's a thing. I've actually designed them a ton of times, and I'm blanking on the name. Someone's yelling at me. Anyways, but Tweedledee sees Jack's reaction. He's very confused, and even gets more confused as we've previously said. Jack grabs his gun and starts shooting. He assumes he's going to get robbed.
Yeah.
And Tweedledee's like, "Please don't kill me. I'm a vet."
Yeah. Oh God.
And Jack firmly introduces himself and is like, "What I'm shooting at was classified."
Yeah.
And he calls Hammond from his cell, and Tweedledee's just really sad about a sign.
He's like, "This is gonna cost all the monies, all the monies I don't have. Please, please, please."
So, I mean, he does just duct tape it later.
Yeah, that's true.
So, in the control room, Hammond gets Jack's call. He's just north of town, and he saw something interesting. Yeah. And Hammond's like, "Well, fuck." They've immediately breached containment. Pretty much everyone on base is now seeing them. They are everywhere.
Yep. All the bugs everywhere.
All the bugs.
And this
we
is
need
where
a
Sam has
big...
to like apologize to Jonas, right?
Yes.
Which, like, it's very kind that she did, but I don't know that she. Like, if I were Jonas, I'd be like, you know what? You kind of did what is the appropriate thing to do.
Yeah, but it's whole just like, you know, in a family, you always just over apologize.
Yeah, you're like, I'm sorry, I should have believed you.
I mean, also, Amanda's having Canadians. He just apologized for everything.
Fair.
People have actually remarked. Yeah. They're like, "Stop saying you're sorry." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I do appreciate it.
Yes.
I do appreciate that from Sam because the last episode, and I don't know what it is, but there's a vibe that's a little bit colder that I was getting from her. So I like that. I do appreciate that she apologized. I constantly get a cold vibe from Sam to Jonas, but it doesn't seem like.
Well, a couple people have pointed out that it's almost like siblings, where you're like, you can be so almost less nice to your siblings. That's because true. It's just like you're a family, and you already know that in the end, care and love you, but I just don't need to prove it to you as much.
Guys, I have a very complicated relationship with my siblings, and maybe that's not true in my house. But I do get it.
I get that because brother Matt, very close. 90% of our communication is over text messages.
Yeah.
So I get it. I kind of get the same feel.
Okay.
But yeah, in Sam's lab, Jonas is having a hard time translating. Hammond isn't having the device shipped out anymore. But Jonas still hasn't gotten far in translating things. Something about an experiment, something about studying beings of the something inner layer. It doesn't really make sense. Other level, other dimension. And this is where Sam apologizes.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have doubted him. And Jonas is like, "Look, I get it. The whole Niquadre poisoning thing. That was a strong possibility."
Also, he's still pretty new to the group enough to where you could be like, maybe he's dealing with something.
Yeah.
Because if she just did, if she didn't do what she did, then it almost seems worse.
Yeah.
Like, it's better to have doubted him and be where we are than to just be like, okay, and then let's just fucking go full throttle.
Yeah.
Towards this thing that could possibly be nothing.
And Sam does, he's like, "Look, you're new, but you are part of the team and you deserve that respect and you've earned that respect." And Jonas is like, let's just get back to work.
I'm just a puppy and I want to
gushy
nice things
done.
Yeah.
So
everyone's happy again? Happy again.
Everyone's happy. In the briefing room, Jack is staying in the city to coordinate the quarantine, and the National Guard is standing by. The president is even ready to declare a state of emergency. And Jonas and Sam share what they figured out so far. So the translation isn't perfect, but they're not going to be able to contain the ghost bugs because there's nothing to contain.
Right.
The device is sending out waves that allow people to see, it bleed through from another dimension.
Hallucinogenic ghost bugs.
Yes.
Got it.
The bugs don't come from the Stargate. They're here. Mm-hmm. We weren't able to see them before. We can't interact with them. They can't interact with us. It's just that we can see them now.
Yeah.
And that's fine for the people on the base because they're used to seeing weird shit. Mm-hmm. But the general public is not so much as used to it.
Yeah, you might lose your mind a little bit. I'm trying to imagine, if I saw a giant ghost bug, it would probably traumatize me for a while.
I'll be honest, I would be really freaked out, but at the same time, I would be curious.
If I saw it once, then I would spend my life convincing myself that I'd hallucinated it. Yeah. But if I kept seeing them, then I would be like, I need all of the Xanax in the world and many beers.
Well, I'd be waiting to see what other people say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
But it's fine. But Janet also thinks that, once the general public sees this, like, they're not used to this, and it could turn the world upside down.
I do love that Janet's back and she's just kicking butt. But she's like, I'm Janet and I'm Janeting things again.
But it could turn the world upside down.
The world
turned upside down.
We are awful human beings.
Every Hamilton reference ever.
Hamilgate.
Starmilton.
Stamilton.
Alexander Starmilton.
We're fired.
We're fired over a podcast.
I'm gonna make a character named Alexander Starmilton.
Alexander Starmilton.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What is he gonna be?
I don't know.
He'll be a rook.
Guys, guess what the next pod card is?
Alexander Starmilton. Oh, it's like Alexander Hamilton, but he's standing in front of the gate and he's holding Teal'c's staff with him.
He's already on top of a star, guys. He's already standing on a star.
But then you put the gate behind him.
Uh-huh.
I know things.
Alexander Starmilton.
Alexander Starmilton. I feel like he's friends with Ziggy Stardust, right?
Wait. Hold up. Let me get it. As a Gardaldton Startleton.
Guys, I'm the only one who's finished their beer. This is empty. That thing is not. Life is weird.
Anyway.
Hamilton.
Hammond. I literally almost said Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Hamilton is like, turn off the device. Sam goes, can't. Hammond goes, well, find a way. And I'm like, why did you just send the goddamn thing back through the star? Why isn't that an idea now?
Get rid of it?
Which they come to that, but I'm like immediately going, why don't you just send it through the Stargate now?
Yeah.
Apparently it's not a thought. Anyways, a multiverse.
You know why? Because they're braver than we are. And our lack of bravery makes you go, fucking send it back. We don't want to deal with it.
Well, but the thing is...
And they are not the same type of people. They're like, we deal with it. We face it head on.
But it's affecting the public now.
Yes. But again, they're braver than we are. So they're like, we're going to take this on and we're going to deal with it. We're not just going to send it away and pray for the best.
Yeah.
That's why.
So the multiverse.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a controversial topic, actually, and I love it.
Uh-huh.
So the basic idea is fairly simple on the surface. There is multiple universes all existing cohabitatively.
Okay.
And they make up everything that exists, including everything we don't know of yet. Okay. So it's a theory in cosmology, physics, even religion and philosophy. But the problem is that there are a number of scientists who basically think that it is a philosophical question and not a scientific question.
Sure.
Because to them, they can't test it. And if you have no way of disproving a theory using the scientific method, then it's not like
scientific.
Yeah. Paul Steinhardt, who said that no experiment can rule out a theory if the theory provides all possible outcomes.
Okay.
And he does know what he's talking about because he's currently the Albert Einstein professor at Princeton.
That's so pretty high up in the world.
He's smart.
Mm.
So the list of people who are proponents of sort of some form of variation of multiple universes have a lot of names that you would know of. More people are on the proponent list that you have heard of that are on the skeptical list.
So basically the multiverse is all these things exist in the same space without us knowing about all of them. Okay.
They may not be technically in the same space-time thing, but they're all existing together.
Okay.
So Paul Steinhardt is skeptical, as well as David Gross, who is I've read some stuff from him.
Okay.
But just a few of the people that like, and there's many more people on that list. It's just not as many who are, I would say, household names of science.
Okay.
But just a list of the people that you may have heard of who are proponents include Brian Greene, Michio Kaku, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Lawrence, and Stephen Hawking.
I know two.
Lawrence Krauss.
Names.
Sorry.
I know two names.
Okay.
I know Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes.
And Stephen Hawking.
Yes.
But I like this.
We've talked about Michio Kaku before.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You'd recognize him for sure.
Okay.
But the skeptics do have a point. You can't test it, at least not at the moment. They say that right now the idea of a multiverse requires beliefs and the leap of faith, and therefore it is closer to a spiritual belief than a science.
That's tough, though, because as someone from the communication arts, just because you can't see something doesn't mean it's not there.
But you can still use a scientific method to study and test it.
So, and that's the thing, though, is when you test things through communication arts or through like psychology, things of that sort, you're not testing the thing, you're testing its effects.
But as Paul pointed out, you're literally studying something in which every outcome is a possibility.
Okay.
So therefore, no matter what answer you get, what results you get from your experiments are possible valid answers.
Right.
Therefore, there's no way you can test all you want, but there's no way of like disproving it. There's no way of having an experiment where your outcome is not a possibility of
something being there.
Yeah.
There's no null.
There's no null.
Okay. It's okay. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around because, again,
it's like if you were doing math. If you were doing a math problem, but every answer you got was a correct answer.
Right, right.
There's no wrong answers in your math equation.
Yeah.
So how do you do the math if every answer can be correct?
Yeah. That is interesting. There is a blurred line there, and I'm trying to find it, but my brain's not working fast enough because someone decided to chug a beer. I don't know who did that.
Not me.
But I think of the ideas of like when you test happiness levels. Like,
yeah.
You can't actually test happiness levels.
On a scientific level.
But you can test the effects of things that can give happiness or not give happiness. You can test how a person feels before a puppy on a scale and then test how they feel after a puppy and say that a puppy affected their happiness. But there's no way to like grasp happiness. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it though. I'm for it. I understand. I do understand the sense of it.
Yeah. Which is why, and because you can't, if you do a math formula, there could be a universe where 4 + 4 = 6.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's no way to disprove it, and therefore, there's why the skeptics of sort of a multiverse idea basically go, that's a philosophical question.
You have to have an assumed rules, otherwise you can't test it.
So believers have different ideas as to how the universe could stack or coexist. One literally is like a stack of bubbles, like on top of each other. Some ideas have the universe, they all have the same physical laws, like 2 + 2 = 4 in every single one.
Right.
Some of them, the physical constraints and physical laws change, which could dramatically change the universe works in those other universes. Like the speed of light could be different. The gravitational constant could be different, in which case the universe itself is going to be drastically different.
Right.
So another that I love and has been played with in science fiction a ton is one where every possible outcome has its own universe. If you roll a d20, there are 20 universes, one for each number roll.
That's like source code. That's comes up twice now.
Or it's basically episodes of Community.
Yeah.
Which I will say, where each outcome, like, it's the worst, darkest timeline. Some of those episodes are some of the best ways to, like, look at this type of thing.
I was thinking in source code, eventually he creates this different reality inside his own brain. But who says it's not real?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who's saying the Matrix isn't real?
Whoa, guys.
We need more glitter in our beer.
Let's
By the way, there's glitter in our beer.
Let's keep moving. I'm drunk on glitter.
Basically.
Glitter drunk.
And then you can get into M theory and string theory, which I believe I at least touched on one of those in the previous episode.
Yes.
So back in the episode, Hammond walks into Sam's lab. There is No new sightings in town yet, which is great. And Sam figures out that most of the sightings are in a 500 meter radius around the device. It's sort of attracting the bugs to the device.
Sure.
And I can't see any
like
controls.
Like a bug zapper, if you will.
It's just spending out bug happy goo.
Juice.
Yeah. There's no controls or switches, so the last resort is basically pulling the crystals, hoping it's going to cut the power.
It's like when you pull the batteries out of something because it won't stop.
But it's an advanced piece of alien technology, and she's not really sure what just pulling the battery is going to do for it. Hammond does not care. Pull the fuckers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she does.
Most fun puzzle ever.
Yeah. And she does, and it looks like the device turns off, and they're like, does anyone see anything? Any bugs? Anywhere?
No bugs? Some bugs? All bugs? Just bugs? Got it.
So
you're a bug? Okay.
The team minus Jack has a meal in the commissary, and somehow there's no blue gel around. But the ghost bugs...
so it took me a second to figure out what Sam... Was it Sam?
Yeah.
It's like, is that lemon jello? That's no, a fruit cup.
It's one of those disgusting fruit cups that no one wants to eat.
Boring fruit cup.
So I guess the problem's solved.
Yeah. Ta-da! All done.
And now Teal'c and the team are like, Teal'c is on team take the damn thing back to the planet.
Yeah. And
Sam is on team no, it's off now, so let's study it.
Yeah, we might as well. We're here now. Yeah.
Including the interdimensional creatures. And Jonas even adds that the ancients even thought they were worth studying.
Yeah.
So let's study them.
Important things.
So Sam says it's obvious they know about our dimension on some level because they crawl on our surfaces. And then, just then, as a fun cue, there's a bunch of screams and dishes crashing. The bugs are back.
So it made me think about these workers inside
the SGC.
The SGC. So what is this, like a private company, a private food catering people?
No, I think
these people who work there, okay, that makes more sense. But even then, it's like these guys are like cooks.
Yeah.
These guys aren't dealing with top secret shit all the time.
But they still see top secret shit.
Yeah.
They've seen aliens in the commissary before.
So it's like, do all of these people get cleared? And it's like your job. And so everybody thinks they've got this boring ass job where it's like, I just make ugly fruit parfaits.
Yes, but you have top secret security clearance.
Top secret security clearance.
Yeah.
Or would it be funny if it were the other way around where they're like, oh, my son has top secret security clearance.
Yeah.
It's like, bitch, I peel potatoes. Either way, I thought about them.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So back in the control room with jaunty music again, we have an active gate. SG-1 finally has taken the device back to the planet. Walter's like, yeah, there's no energy patterns coming through the gate. I think we're good.
Yeah, this is fine.
We got it back where it goes, and they're going to shut the gate down because that should shut off the energy patterns. Awesome. We'll call back in an hour. Shut off the gate. Hammond heads back to his office. As if on cue,
just kidding.
Giant blue caterpillar ghost bug crawls out of Walter's computer.
Well, I feel like if you wait, maybe the caterpillar will turn into a really cool butterfly, and then like that's not so bad.
I believe I can fly.
I mean, just a really cool butterfly. Like, check out my awesome butterfly hologram.
Is that how it works in Pokemon? They just evolve.
Yes.
Are these Pokemon?
These are Pokemon holograms.
Are these ghost Pokemon?
Just throw a Pokeball at it.
These are
check a Pokemon.
Ghost Pokemon. Okay.
Just check a Pokeball and you're fine.
I should remind people I've never once seen an episode of Pokemon nor ever played the game.
I'm gonna be the very best. No one ever was.
That's literally all I know about the song.
To catch them all is my quest or test. To train them is my cause. Pokemon, gotta catch them all. I'm done.
So later in the briefing room, Ghost Pokemon. Later in the briefing room, they brought the device back again. It's like hot potato because they're like leaving it there didn't make any sense.
No, now let's put it here. Okay, now let's put it over there. Is it working?
Maybe they can use it to help solve the problem.
Jesus.
So,
Jesus.
Yeah. So Sam's like, maybe whatever it is, like the effect lingers. Just hopefully not permanently.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it could be, but Hammond points out that there's a ton of new sightings on base by people who weren't affected by it before. So okay, what else? Jonas wonders if it has anything to do with the particles that it's emitting. Like, the device, in part, attracts the creatures. What if when it shut down, the creatures went away, but the effect didn't go away? So maybe the particles are like ghost dog treats for bugs.
It's an outbreak. It's a ghost virus outbreak.
Like, they're ghost treats. Ghost bug treats.
I'm just going to go with you on this one.
It's like sugar.
Yes.
Ghost sugar. Ghost bug sugar.
Yes. Sounds terrible.
Ghost bug sugar. And so maybe what's actually allowing them to see the ghost bugs is something different. So they backtrack this. Jonas was the first one to see them, then Teal'c. So Sam guesses maybe touching the device somehow imparted some sort of charge that alters your body's electrical field to cause you to see the cooties.
It's cooties.
You got space cooties.
AKA space cooties!
AKA space cooties!
Yeah!
We nearly find the AKA eventually.
I got it.
So maybe then it's passed from person to person, like cooties.
Yeah.
But the problem is, in this case, you end up wanting the space cooties.
Well, I mean,
you want the different form of the space cooties.
Sometimes a game of cooties is because you wanted someone's cooties. Like, boyfriend Jesse, if you're out there, I am all for your cooties. Other people in the world, no touch me.
Nick cooties.
Ew. I'm just grossed myself out. I'm done now.
So it's like a contagion, like cooties.
Yeah.
And Hammond orders an immediate containment of the Colorado Springs area and anyone who's had physical contact with an SEC member. Physical contact.
Giggity. I feel like all of a sudden Jack has a really long list and they're like, don't ask questions. I thought you were going fishing. Don't ask questions.
And then in my head, I hear someone go, physical contact, and then my head goes, a bang, a bang, a bangity bang, some bang, bang, bangity bang, 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 bangity bang. And then all of a sudden, like, Jack just pops his head saying, a bang, bang, bangity bang.
I just like the idea that he's like, check each of these, like, restaurant bar situations on my way to fishing. Don't ask questions.
Oh, I don't see him as a bar pickup.
No?
No.
I feel like a not like a random girl at the bar, but like the late night hour, the bartender who's like, I'm fucking over everybody.
Okay, maybe that.
Who knows her shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she knows her way around these people.
Picking ladies up at the bait shop.
Yeah. That could happen too. Yeah, like he's not picking up a random bar patron. He's picking up the lady who, like,
I can see that,
owns the joint.
Okay.
He's there after hours,
and
she's like, all right, we'll knock a couple back.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So Tweedledee tapes his side back together and heads inside. And when he reaches for his sandwich, a giant blue ghost caterpillar crawls out of it.
Yeah.
And that man is never eating a sandwich again in his life.
He's broken forever.
No. So the military goes full force in town, the National Guard, setting up stop points in town. Mm-hmm. Sam walks into Hammond's office, and he's on the red phone now. And there's starting to be sightings in town, and so far no one's flipped the fuck out to the point where someone's hurt, but it's gonna come close.
Yeah.
Local news is already reporting on it. The cover story is an accidental spill of...
Goddamn local news. Sorry. I always love doing them.
I know. The cover story is kind of a shitty cover story, guys. An accidental spill of a chemical, an experimental chemical that can have hallucinogenic effects. I feel like
that story just calls for more investigation.
That sounds more terrifying than the goddamn truth in this case.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, I want to know more about this spill and more about this chemical. And, like, if anything, this is just going to bring more reporters.
Just say it's a fever, people.
Yeah. It causes a fever, and the fever causes hallucinations.
And the only solution is more cowbell.
I'm so glad that's where you
went. So where I'll always go. Uh-huh. And Hammond does go, this is our mistake, and we have to fix it.
Yeah.
So they start playing with the crystals in Sam's lab, and they ponder if they rearrange the crystals, if it will change the nature of the charge it emits, which could take a while, because there's 7 crystals, and if I did my math correctly, which again, there's only about 50-50 shot that I did this correctly, there is 5,040 possible combinations.
I don't know that math, so I'm going to trust you.
Well, if I remember correctly, it's like 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times
And then
2.
you add them all up?
No, then you just 7 times 6.
Okay.
Times 5 times 4.
Oh, gosh.
Times 3.
Okay.
Times 2. And then you don't have to don't have to times it by 1.
By 1.
You don't have to do that.
But you should.
You can get the same answer.
But that's the completion.
Okay. So the military rolls into Tweedledee's gas station. Apparently he's not there. Jack's like, we'll leave someone
also,
here.
Also, best puzzle ever. Rearrange the crystals puzzle. I would go to town. Got it. Done. Did you ever play Mastermind when you were little?
Yes.
It was like you had the little pegs and like you'd have 4 little rows. Best game ever.
Yeah, no, I played that a lot.
Okay.
It was one of my favorite games at the daycare I used to. So he's like, leave someone here in case he comes back. And as Jack is heading back to no longer his truck, but his giant TV government-issued tinted windows Suburban.
Yeah, shit's in the fan now.
Tweedledee is hiding behind a tree across the street. And as Jack heads over, there is a red SUV that comes flying down the road because there's a ghost. So you know the YouTube video of the dog trying to, like, eat the window?
Yeah.
That's what this bug is doing to this guy's windshield.
It's like, I think of Stitch. In that
episode. Same thing.
It's just like, I'm going to lick this and scare the crap out of you.
My thing, and he continues driving, goes through the sign, and gets out and freaks out the National Guard. I'm like, I would break.
Right. Pull the fuck over.
Listen, guys, public service announcement. If there's an interdimensional bug who is, like, sucking face with your windshield, just stop the car.
Also, 1, try the windshield wipers.
Yeah, you never know. It could not have a good grip.
2, pull over.
Pull over.
If anything is, I think it's fair to say, if anything is stuck to your windshield, pull over.
Pull over. Don't just keep driving.
Yeah. How about don't do that?
Anyways, by the time that's done and Jack goes to meet with Tweedledee, he's gone.
Yeah, of course.
So back in Sam's Lamb, Hammond is there, and they're trying the last few of the 5,000 plus
you think they
options.
Just went through all of them in order and like wrote them all down?
I'm assuming.
It's like yellow, 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 and all these other spots. Okay.
I'm assuming.
Red.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely assuming that's how it works. And when they activate it, it starts glowing green. Green's good. Mm-hmm. Jonas touches it and doesn't feel anything, but he also doesn't see any bugs. Then again, neither does Sam. So just then, as if on cue, one flies through Hammond. Whoa. And sits on the device, and Jonas does not see it.
Thank the maker.
So Jonas and Sam hold hands and pass the charge between them, and now Sam.
That's gotta be weird. Since we've established the brother-sister relationship, it's like, okay, can you just hold
touch my finger?
But it's really weird.
Just touch my finger.
You're all clammy and strange.
And she doesn't see it now either. And then like Hammond goes and like Hammond and Sam hold hands, and you literally see it disappear.
Now speaking of weird, it's like, here, boss of mine, hold my hand, my boss.
And then he tells Sam well done, but not Jonas.
Yeah, well, because now he's just uncomfortable. He's been holding hands.
I'm like, they've been basically working on this puzzle together the whole time.
I think it just comes from that uncomfortableness.
Probably.
Yeah.
And Tweedledee is now running through the woods trying to avoid the National Guard. Mm-hmm. So Janet agrees that the antidote seems to be working, so they'll spread it to Jack and the rest of the containment team. And Janet also recommends a placebo pill just to help sell it to the public.
Yeah.
When Hammond's phone rings. It's Jack in a crazy-ass headset before Bluetooth was invented. He's driving.
Yeah, what the hell was with that thing? Like, is he going to go perform with Britney Spears after this? Yikes. Okay.
Here's the thing. I remember those.
I don't remember them.
They hooked into your phone.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess they're not that different than like plugging in my earbuds or something. Yeah. That's fair.
It's just awkwarder. Awkward.
No, I like awkwarder. Awkwarder. They came from an aqueduct.
They came from a land down under.
Yep, done.
So saying, he basically tells Hammond that one of the guys he came in contact with breached quarantine. And Jack could use Sam and Jonas on this to do some research. Tweedledee is actually named Vernon Sharp, who is a non-com in the motor pool in the Gulf. So non-com is non-commissioned officer.
Got it.
Yeah. So Hammond hangs up, and he basically just turns to Janet and silently goes, fuck.
I know what motor pool was.
Yeah. That's what you didn't have to explain motor pool.
I worked the motor pool at Bonnaroo one year.
Oh, man.
That was fun. It's basically golf carts.
Yeah. I have a hunch that motor pool is not
probably
golf carts.
Not golf carts.
Not golf carts. No. So Tweedledee hitchhikes and is picked up, and he's heading to Hawthorne County, which the closest Hawthorne County I could find to Colorado was quite a distance away in Nevada. Oh, okay. And he's ended up flying to Vegas. So I'm assuming this is not like it's a fake Hawthorne County, unless I just couldn't find one in Colorado. But anyways, he's getting in the truck, and they get the news report of the National Guard in Colorado because of people seeing monsters. And they're like, crazy. Yeah.
Monsters is weird.
Crazy, huh? Sam and Jonas are studying up. Apparently, he emptied his accounts a few hours ago. So he could be anywhere right now because they're like, we froze his credit cards, but he's using cash. It doesn't really matter. And Sam is pretty sure that he's running since he doesn't buy their cover story. It's because you picked a shit cover story.
It's a shit cover story, and this guy's seen some garbage. Yeah. So he's going to be like, I'm not for that.
Well, he's also slightly paranoid in other ways, too, as we come to find out. So
he's got some issues.
They continue the research to see if he has any friends or family in the area. And he does.
Oh,
his grandma. Who is offering tea and cookies, which is adorable.
Because she's a grandma.
I know.
Grandmas are the best.
Miss you, Grandma. And she's a character. And, she's like, what has he gone and done now?
Yeah.
I've always been worried about him since he was a boy.
Yeah.
And she raised him after his mother ran off because she was a floozy.
Well, yeah.
I love the term floozy.
It is an old-timey.
Like, it's such a ridiculous term. So they try the whole accidental exposure to chemical story, which does not go off well.
She's like, please.
Yeah.
I know what this is about.
Uh-huh. Because he was exposed to shit in the war, and she's all a conspiracy about it, how they experimented him with chemical weapons. And so Sam was like, well, this lie's not going anywhere. Let me try a different lie.
Yeah. I gotta say, Sam's all about the lies. It's like, she's a damn good liar.
She's a makes me so
uncomfortable.
She's a really good liar.
It's so uncomfortable.
It wasn't an accidental exposure, and it wasn't a chemical either. It's a highly contagious experimental germ developed to try and undo what happened to him when he was in the Gulf. I mean, Sam wouldn't lie. Right. But there is some unexpected side effects, and grandmother is like, well, doctors will be the death of us. You see all those pills I'm supposed to take. She's like, I don't take any of them.
I love that. I ain't taking shit. Now she reminds me of my grandpa.
And then she's like, well, you two are a nice enough couple. And Jonas is like, I mean, we aren't. And Sam's like, no, play into it, dear.
Yeah. Just deal with, like, again, her lying skills are through the roof.
She just grabs his hand to shut him up, and they just really want to help. And Jonas, like, puts his hand on top of her.
Awkwardly.
Like, I almost wanted to go,
Yeah.
Like,
this
is
awkward. Weird. I don't like you this way.
Yeah.
You're my sister, and you're a little bit cold to me.
So Grandma does admit that if he's gone off anywhere, he's gone off with Chuck, who is no good. Never been any good.
No good friend.
And Chuck surely has the last name, but she doesn't know it.
Yeah, sure.
But she does know where he lives.
Mm-hmm.
So Tweedledee arrives at the small local airport, shakes the driver's hand. Don't shake hands with people who are saying shit. And then basically touches everyone he can on his way to the ticket counter to order a one-way ticket to Las Vegas.
Yeah. That's not weird at all.
By the way, if you pay for your plane tickets in cash, it's not suspicious.
No,
not suspicious at all.
I think they probably do. If you go in there and you pay for something cash and you came out of nowhere, and you don't look like you're
and it's a one-way ticket, and you have no luggage.
I think the hostess at those stats are probably like, I'm gonna flag this motherfucker.
It gets flagged.
Yeah, like if you don't look like you're trying to get to your grandmother's funeral or some crazy thing happened. Yeah.
To be fair, even if you're getting to your grandmother's funeral, they're still flagging it.
Yeah.
You know, they just. True. Once they see where you're gone, they may not follow up with it.
That's true.
So Sam and Jonas leave Grandma's house, and Teal gets out of the car and is like, yeah, so the guy who picked up Tweedledee is now seeing shit. So she passes on all this knowledge to Jack over his phone and his Britney headpiece.
Yeah.
And he is, so Tweedledee's at the Piedmont Hawthorne airfield on his way to Las Vegas. And I'm assuming Jack is the number one speed dial on that phone, because it was a speed dial number.
Yeah.
That was an auto dial. Jack can be there in 40 minutes, and they're going to pre-ground all flights. I forgot about speed dial. I know.
Now it's just like you tell Siri who to call.
That's Everyone's on speed dial.
I'm making sure she doesn't wake up. Go to sleep. Okay, I'm good.
So Sam does give him a heads up that Tweedledee can be very paranoid, so use caution.
Whew, yeah.
So at the airport, Tweedledee just touches everyone he can.
Is this where we see the random Hollywood douchebag?
Yeah, no. That's when Jack walks in.
Got it.
Yeah. And sees that all flights are canceled. And after going through the most lax security screenings that's ever security screened in life.
Yeah.
I wish it was that easy. But somehow Tweedledee's tiny plane is still boarding and they're just walking up. Listen, I've been to airports that have 3 gates. In 2002, still is larger planes and is higher security and does not work like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd get tackled.
I've been to, in that 3-gate airport, the person who checked you in is the person who checked your luggage. The person who lets you through security is the person that is your gate agent, is the person that closes the door on the plane.
The other thing is there's only one way in and out of those, because also there's not too many ways in and out of those smaller airports.
No.
There's not a random other door for you to get.
No.
It's not happening.
So that's why I was like, no.
This didn't happen.
So Jack and some National Guard roll into the airport, and this is where you see the foreground, the Hollywood douchebag.
Hollywood douchebag trying to get a script put together.
Yep. And the second act twist is totally clear.
Yeah.
But he drops the phone and he sees ghost bugs.
Yeah.
Has 2 others as they scream. And they're still boarding the flight outside, but the flight attendant's like, nope, flight's canceled. Get back in the terminal. You'll get more information.
To be fair, I've seen them board the plane anyway and be like, this flight, we're stalled for a while.
Everyone get off the plane.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they just take the wall off the plane and do the maintenance while you're sitting there on the plane.
Yeah, and they're like, we're just going to sit here for a fucking hour.
All of our dials are reading weird, so we're
going to still use this plane. So hang tight.
They did work on it as we're sitting on the plane for half an hour, and it was a small plane going up to that 3 tiny airport I mentioned. And then the guy's done, puts the wall back up. They're like, yeah, well, all our dials are still reading incorrectly, but we're just going to back up and hope it's some magnetic thing from the tunnel we're on top of.
We're just going to pray that everything's fine.
And I went, that's reassuring.
That feels awesome. Yeah.
So Tweedledee sees the military vehicles coming up, and Jack spots him, and he spots Jack, and he makes a run for it into a larger hangar.
I wonder what happened to him to where he's running from the one guy who can help him. Just off.
I think it's because, look, he saw Jack. He saw him shoot guns at something that he didn't know of at his place. And now he's seeing shit, and then he sees the guy again, and he knows he's military.
Yeah.
You know. So he walks in and tries to reason with him as he looks for him. It's a massive cliche, but the place is surrounded.
Yep. He's not wrong.
And Tweedledee's like, yeah, by monsters.
They're coming for me.
He's like, you're going to kill me now, aren't you? And Jack's like, I'm not going to fucking kill you, dude.
Yeah, I really don't feel the need for that in this minute.
And Tweedledee assumes it's scientific research against them, against their will, when now the civilians are in it and they're never get away with it. And Jack's like, okay, you're right.
I love that Jack goes honest here.
Yeah. The cover story is bogus. The truth is not quite what you think, though. Those creatures are aliens, and Tweedledee's like, fuck you. I'm looking for the truth. He's like, no, I'm serious.
This is it. Yeah.
You wanted the truth. I work for a top secret branch in the military that deals with extraterrestrials, and that's what you're seeing now. Yeah. But these ones are okay. They're not a threat. And you couldn't see them before, and now you can. But now we're going to make it so you can't see them again.
Right.
And Jack's like, look, we can just... The world doesn't already know this. I mean, who's going to believe you besides if you try to tell? They're aliens.
Yeah.
Come on.
There's something about the fact that he goes honest here that makes you feel so much better than the lies that Sam told.
I know.
Which is because it's lies versus truth. But it's just something that feels really awful about lying to that grandma.
And it's because it's the truth. It's not the whole truth.
Right.
But it's the truth.
Yeah. it just
except for the very end that we're about to get to.
It's not great, but it's not. You know what I mean? It just somehow feels better than the conversation Sam had to have, and I can't figure out if it's because it's lies or because it's lies to a grandma, or because you know what I mean. There's so many factors. It just makes me feel uncomfortable.
And Jack is asking from one soldier to another to play ball. He's like, okay, but I'm not taking any pills or needles or anything. He's like, nope, you don't need to.
Right. He
calls out they're all clear, and he puts his hand on Tweedledee's shoulder. So as they walk out, Tweedledee's like, well, what planet are they from? Jack's like, Melmac. And even Tweedledee knows that that's the planet that Elf is from.
Yeah.
And Jack's like, I mean, I never saw that.
Yeah, I don't know things.
And we fade out.
I don't know pop references. What do you think I am? Some sort of pop references knower?
Guys, I have the first season of Elf on DVD. And somewhere I still have a stuffed elf that's dressed as a hippie.
I never watched, I never got into Elf.
Mm-hmm.
But I love
prime for Elf when it was first aired.
I love the walk away shot. It feels very Casablanca. This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Yep.
But meh. Elf is fun. The line is fun. Never really my
Melmac. Maybe that's why I don't like cats.
That makes sense.
Just I watched a lot of Elf at a prime age.
Cats are food.
Yeah. Overall thoughts?
Overall thoughts, it was fun. It was interesting.
It doesn't go in my top 10.
Yeah, there's no...
We can add an Indeed. It's a good Indeed.
It is a great Indeed.
So that gets added up.
One more Indeed. Yeah, it's fun. It's
lighter than the last episode.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't want to use the word fine because I don't like the word fine, but it's fun. It doesn't go anywhere. And
listen, it's not the best. It's not the worst. It's just solid Stargate doing what Stargate does.
I mean, without it, we don't get to Alexander Starmilton. So
exactly. I mean, if nothing else, this episode gave us Alexander Starmilton.
Yeah.
My name is Alexander Starmilton.
I'm just kind of cool with it that way.
And there's a million things I haven't done.
It's not top 10 worthy. I can't wait to see what we next.
Just you wait.
I want more team together things.
Well, next we have Smoke and Mirrors.
Dun dun dun. Oh, I see. The next one is about a magic show. That's my decision.
We actually have Doctor Strange.
Boom.
Cameo.
I mean, I was gonna go the Prestige, but that works too.
We're just talking about the Avengers. So we're having Doctor Strange guest star.
I do magic tricks.
On a very special episode of Stargate SG-1.
Guys.
Featuring the Eye of Agamotto. Guys,
we'll see you all next week with Smoke and Mirrors.
Alexander Starmilton.
And Alexander Starmilton.
I may just rewrite the entire show.
Anything else we need to add here?
No, I think we're good. I don't think we had any new patrons.
That's okay.
But we do have a new, we're finally done with the month of hell, and I cannot thank you patrons enough for sticking through us because we have not been able to post as much, and we do understand that, and we got through it. So, in celebration, we've already posted our take of Avengers Infinity Wars on the Patreon as a top secret cast.
Yes, and at the end of this week, the next pod card goes out.
The next pod cards because we found them.
Ta-da!
I unboxed a whole bunch of boxes yesterday, and I finally found all the pod cards, so those are going out soon. And I know I'm at least planning to do a car cast this week on Travelers, which will be fun. Just a little mini take on Travelers.
Well, we'll see what happens with this episode. I'm just waiting for Genius to strike.
Okay.
Or beer.
Okay.
Or something.
Alrighty. We'll see you guys later.
Find us on the things.
Oh, dude, we're even forgetting that part.
Find us on the things.
Find us on the things.
Terra Podcast.
On Facebook at There's No Place Like Terra.
You can email us at There's No Place Like Terra at gmail.com.
Patreon.com/ There's No Place Like Terra. Rate us, like us, reviews us.
Smoke and Mirrors.
Apples.
Smoke Bomb.
Podcasts. Smoke Bomb. Here. And then Smoke Bomb.
You can't see me.